So when you choose to reclaim your power and to speak authentically and show up in the world as you, just you knowing yourself on a deep level, it has a ripple effect. As you are finding that stillness within, you are sharing that with the world around you, and you're affecting your families, your friends, your loved ones, and the greater whole. And so I think this is the time to really be aware of new earth strategies, which means actually using full moons as part of our reclaiming our power, releasing what no longer serves us, and looking at what our emotions and our feelings are telling us about who we think we are, and then shifting that through a higher consciousness. Welcome to the Spiritual Quest podcast, a transformative journey where we step into a world of wonder and exploration, seeking answers to profound questions. Why am I here? What is my mission in life? And how can I make a positive impact in this world? Join me and my inspiring guests on a spiritual quest to fully embrace your uniqueness and speak your truth with grace and gratitude. I am your host, Vibeke Garnos, always guided by spirit. Hello, my friend, and welcome to another inspiring episode right here on the Spiritual Quest podcast. Today, it's the full moon, and it's the full moon in Scorpio. I'm a double Scorpio, so I'm really feeling this full moon. This time in a positive way, actually. Usually the full moons are filled with shadow work, where we have to look at our emotions and anything that is keeping us limited or suppressing us from stepping fully into our power, and to fully embrace those soul aspects that are just waiting for us to be activated within our human life. So I wanted to share some of my experiences with you because I think there's a lot of you feeling and sensing all the shifts going on, all the transitions of the vibrations that are being released and that we as a collective through humanity as a whole are sensing. And it's affecting how we are navigating not only our own lives, but the lives of all our loved ones. And knowing and having an understanding might just help us in reclaiming what's ours, our personal frequency, instead of adopting other people's frequency and living after other people's energies, which means you're living through expectations of others. This is the shift we're going through, the 3D, right? We're moving into, or should I say, ascending into 4D to move into 5D. But we have to stop by what is known as the 4D, the heart vibration, where this is the place where we can start making choices for the highest good. First of all, the highest good for ourselves, and then knowing that that is the highest good placed in self-love and self-care that will serve the greater collective. So when you choose to reclaim your power and to speak authentically and show up in the world as you, just you knowing yourself on a deep level, it has a ripple effect. As you are finding that stillness within, you are sharing that with the world around you, and you're affecting your families, your friends, your loved ones, and the greater whole. And so I think this is the time to really be aware of new earth strategies, which means actually using full moons as part of our reclaiming our power, releasing what no longer serves us, and looking at what our emotions and our feelings are telling us about who we think we are, and then shifting that through a higher consciousness into knowing who we are by releasing those energies that has been imprinted or adopted, or just simply that we've chosen to take on to fit into this 3D matrix. Now is the time to release all that. And this is the great awakening. This is what we are sensing. So being on a light path, that is what the order calls it. It's the light path, where you are lighting up your own path. You are showing up for yourself to experience self-love. And it means we need to take care of ourselves. Self-care. You've all heard of that term. And it's so important as we are transiting all these shifts going on and moving with the energies and trusting in the cosmos that your soul actually chose to reincarnate into this physical human experience at a specific time, gifting you specific resources. Before I continue the conversation, I wanted to tune in and to check with Spirit if they have any messages for us. And yes, of course they did. So right now I'm going to share a message from Spirit.
Dear friends, this is Grogan speaking. I am here, my friends, to activate your light paths, to help you be aligned with your divine nature, so that all that is being brought forward through this transmission can activate your light codes. The light codes, which is the activation of your own light body, so that anything that happens within the core being of who you are is anchored within the divine, so that you, my friend, is protected and for your highest good, always in alignment with your soul's purpose and your soul's mission. And so I'm gonna ask you, my friend, to visualize and imagine your own light path shining brightly in the universe, lighting up as a star, seeking the enlightenment of the human journey, and expressing that through the power of that light code that is being transmitted through this transmission, that will allow the human self to be aware of its power and be aware of its soul's resources, and for that to be activated within your divine being. And as you now are focusing on your light path, my friend, I want you to notice what color this light path brings into your mind. And as you find that light path and that light code, I want you to remember that light code and bring it into your heart space, and allow that heart space to remind you of who you are, my friend. And your higher self will then, my friend, allow that vibration of your own light code to be distributed as a channel throughout your whole entire being. And for you to anchor that within your core being as a human, and for that to be the guiding light within yourself, and to attract, my friend, back all the necessary resources that has been shifted through the frequency or the separation of the duality of the 3D, so that you can recall, my friend, your path in the universe and your path as a human being, and bring both of them back into the now, where all the light codes can be distributed.
If you'd like to listen to the whole transmission by Zarius and the Order of Seven, then I'm inviting you to join the Spiritual Quest Treasure Chest for free. Here you'll find masterclasses divinely guided by spiritual teachers, healers, coaches from around the world, ready to help you navigate these transitional times. You'll also find all seasons of the Spiritual Quest podcast all in one place, and you'll have access to channel transmissions by Zarius and the Order of Seven. To join for free, click the link in the episode description. Now, let's get back to the conversation. Tonight, moving into this full moon, I actually slept pretty bad. There was a lot of energy. I cannot recall what I dreamt, but I know that it was deep shadow work. I was in the underworld, going through what no longer serves me to make sure that I can shift into higher frequencies, and that this full moon can be in the light, that it is actually a full moon that will let me rise to the occasion, use all my resources by me knowing myself. But when it comes to navigating your everyday life, that's what I'm more attentive to, because it's in the now, in the moment, that you might not know where your planets are and what energies are affecting you. But what you do know is what is yours and what are other people's. So I look at the stars and the planets as supportive energies, always supporting me on my human journey, whether it's helping me look at my shadow side or actually helping me rise to the occasion, which I call stepping into your power and fully embodying who you are. So there's a few things I would like to, well, let me start by sharing this because I have some mentorship clients, and I actually had 2 mentorship clients come to me today. And we did some shadow work. We did some hypnosis to release limiting beliefs and limiting thought patterns that kept this one person stuck in the matrix of blaming and not understanding why things unfold as they do. Meaning they need control. They want the control to understand what's going on. The solution is in not controlling and having to know. It is in the willingness to let go and release and trust that when you release, you will become aware of what the reason for that lesson is. So it's never something we can think with our human minds, right? Just to think that this is why. By going deeper, going into the subconscious mind, looking at what the subconscious mind is actually letting you know by navigating those feelings that are the triggers to why you're responding as you're doing. And so we would look at those and we would see that the feelings were anchored within limiting beliefs and limiting thought patterns. Anything that would limit your own unique vibration is a limitation that's either imprinted, adopted, or you've chosen to take on in order to navigate your reality, which you are the creator of, which means the 3D matrix is of your own device. So how do we start letting that go? It is understanding that there's 3 things that really do keep us stuck in the limiting thoughts and the patterns. And that is when we choose to live or give our power away, give our energy away by living after other people's expectations, that we accept that other people know better than we do, which is a big, should I say, challenge in this transitional time because we are being told what to do, what to do in different situations, what to believe, who to trust, who not to trust. So we are allowing other people to make that decision for us, which does not serve your highest good. And it does not serve my highest good or none of us. Because to be able to come together in oneness, in unity, we actually have to activate the heart. And that is not something you can do from that frame of reference, which is not authentically you. So knowing who you are is reclaiming your power from other people's expectations of you. And then there's another thing that is keep us looping, and that's the time aspect, the way we humans look at time, past and future, and that we do not have enough time to do what we truly want to. Well, just looking at that would shift you and understand that time, we could say, is an illusion. But then again, we create time. So, making time and prioritizing what you actually spend your day doing and what thoughts you choose into your present moment, it's up to you. And you can actually change the way you experience time. Which means we are shifting timelines as we're speaking of it, because as we are lifting our own vibrations, we are then shifting our own vibrations and we're tuning into higher frequencies, which will open doors, letting us have new opportunities to make new choices that's serving for us and not something where we keep ourselves stuck in the lower 3Ds, or should I say, the victim mode or the victim state. We all have it when we point fingers, letting other people know that you're to blame for how I'm feeling. But you know that's not true. The experience of it might be true through your emotions, but when we lift it and start viewing it from a higher perspective, you start to shift. Your energy starts to shift. And wow, you actually got choices, which are not too visible down in the victim mode. And the other thing that kind of keeps us stuck then in the 3D matrix is our physical bodies. Being limited by a disease, for instance, and not seeing and understanding why this disease has occurred and going into the core of it to fully understand what this energy is telling us and letting us know. Your body is just signalizing something for you to shift. And yes, I get it. It's difficult when you have diseases that are limiting to the human experience. And worst of all, might just take your life. It's a difficult conversation to have. But if you tune into your heart and drop into that heart space, it's easier to navigate those difficult conversations within yourself in order to take full responsibility of the energy that you create and that you embody. So, again, we're just talking about getting to know yourself and to understand your unique frequency, because there is something really, really powerful when we start trusting in ourselves and we start acting upon our intuition, our wisdom within, and we start expressing that. There's something called passion and purpose that gets fueled, that actually gets nourishment. So when you start questioning, what's my purpose in life, when you're stuck in the 3D matrix, it's difficult to find that answer within a lower vibration, because that's ruled by fear, by shame, by anger, resentment, judgment of self and others. And it's really not a place where we can really shine our light. It is a place where everything is difficult and hard. And you feel that by the way you embody that energy and allowing that to be transmitted throughout your physical body. So, doing your shadow work through a full moon, like today, especially in Scorpio, which is something that will allow you to go even deeper, as Pluto is bringing, I would like to say, light into the darkness by going into the underworld. And for you now to look at what is keeping you stuck, what is limiting you, and what is the purpose of you being limited when your soul chose this lifetime to evolve and the soul to expand. And that is just within you as well. So it's how to tune into that, to really know that you are loved, that you are accepted, that you can fully trust in your path. Because when we start focusing our attention on our light and we're allowing that to shine and not measure up towards other people by looking into the external world, comparing with other people, that is part of the power trip that the external world has gifted us, if you choose to look at it that way. It's to keep us separate, to keep us down, to have control. But we are not here to be controlled. We are here to shine a light. That is why your soul is here. And if you're on this ascending path, feeling and sensing and tuning into higher frequencies and feeling the call of your soul, this is the time to do the shadow work And today is a perfect opportunity, or any full moon, to understand the aspects of that full moon and then to mirror that inside, to go inside and figure out, how can I use this aspect, this full moon, in order to set myself free, to reclaim my power, to adjust to higher frequencies, to speak my truth, and to fully show up in this world as I was meant to, free, without any judgment of yourself or others. Judgment is the thing that keeps us separate. That's the thing that will keep you in the 3D matrix, whether you're judging yourself or judging other people. It is the lower vibration. And there are energies out there in the vibrational scale of lower vibrations, of fear, of anger, that loves to feed on, if I should use that word, feed on that vibration. The energy work that is needed at this moment is exactly what I'm sharing with you right now. We have to take it seriously. Soul sovereignty, protect your soul. The veil is so thin, and as everything is vibration and energy, we know that there's energies out there that will tap into your field, unless you're aware of it, can drain you for your life force energy. And you need this energy. This is for your light to shine so that you can be that light bearer, that light worker for other people. So I hope that you will use any full moon to look into any feelings that are keeping you stuck, that are not yours, that you're not vibing with. And to ask yourself and become an observer of those feelings and not be pulled into them. Yes, feelings are one of the beautiful things we do as humans, but let's navigate them. Let's not get stuck and earthbound within those feelings, because that's the gateway to lower vibrations. And that makes you very vulnerable for other energies, even humans wanting to take advantage of you, because that's how it works. So what we want is to stand firmly grounded, and then as above, so below, make sure that you're that channel by activating your channel and building a new structure that will help you embody your heart and soul frequency. So your soul energy and your mental and emotional energy and your physical energy, all of it coming together, aligning for the perfect balance, giving you the strength that's uniquely yours, and for you to go out there and just shine your light, be who you're supposed to be, and expand on your soul's journey and evolve as a human being. It's a beautiful time. I know it's difficult out there, but also it is in transitional times where your light will shine brightly if you allow yourself to reclaim that power, to do the energy work. Use new earth strategies like doing full moon rituals. But let me tell you, learning how to activate your channel and learning how to work on building a new structure that will uphold those higher frequencies, it is part of that building the new earth. It's part of you following your soul mission and reclaiming, or should I say embodying, your karma by learning how to navigate and knowing that this karma that you have brought into this life experience is actually one of your choosing in order to grow, but also expand. And there's a lot of soul contracts that goes into a karmic pattern. So knowing the pattern and knowing how it plays out, you will get to know some of your soul contracts as well. Trust that as you're moving and navigating these energies, following your intuition, reclaiming your power, speaking your truth, and doing the energy work necessary in order to raise your frequency and to step into that vibrational sweet spot, which is your unique frequency. Hey, that's going to transform your life. And take it from me, I've been on the lowest low, wanting to give up life, to the highest high of standing on the mountaintop, screaming in joy and happiness as my tear was flowing. The contrast of this beautiful human experience is huge, but it gives us so many gifts and so many opportunities to step into our power, to embody it, and to really shine and surprise yourself, because I think you will. You'll surprise yourself when you start shifting from listening to everybody else and start exploring what different New Earth strategies will do for your life, because you will embody it, you will feel it. That will transform and shift and allow you to raise your own frequency. Thank you so much for being here. Sending you much love and light from me, your host, Vibeke Garnos, always guided by spirit. Bye now.